Well, I think it's fairly obvious now, and it's acknowledged that the real crisis is not population. The real crisis is consumption. Both in your introduction and previous panelists spoke about this, but we did not adequately address. India has a population problem, but it's predictable. We know now that India's population is decelerating, that replacement fertility rates in India is going down. In the last 5 years, it's down from 2.2% to something like 2%. Also predictable. We know India's population will peak in around 2048. And we know that the global population itself will peak. We are talking of 9.7 billion by 2064, and by 2100, it's back to 8.7 billion. So there's a downward curve. But nobody talks about consumption. Do we know if consumption will go down? And to me, that is the real crisis here. The entire global economy, which is premised on consumption and consumerism, and nobody talks about bringing that down. I think there was a brief address to this. The wealthiest 10% of the world accounts for 50% of emissions, whereas 50% of the poorest account for 10% of the emissions. So we know where the problem lies, and nobody talks about this. And we insist that the only way to growth is to consume more.